We hope you don't have cancer, but if you do, this show's for you. The Stupid Cancer Show!
Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Stupid Cancer Show. I'm Matthew Zachary, the founder and CEO of Stupid Cancer. With me today, Toby Peach.
That's me.
Who the hell are you?
Hi, I'm Toby Peach. I'm from the UK. You can probably tell from the accent, as that's kind of a giveaway, isn't it?
I was going to go for a Venezuelan accent.
Really?
Yeah, I'm that good at voices.
And I'm over here. I'm hanging out with Matt and Stupid Cancer for a week, funded by the British Council to come and spend some time and discuss.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
That's it. Yeah. Don't tell anyone though. Like that's what my special.
That you're not MI6?
Yeah, just keep it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just did watch Salt last night, which is
you?
about Russian people in MI6 infiltrating the FBI.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't look like Angelina Jolie, but you could rip the Tom Cruise thing off. And
that's a documentary, like
waiting to happen. Waiting to happen.
Yeah. But I'm here today because for the whole week, because I'm here to talk about the work that I'm doing, and so I've done a show called the Eulogy of Toby Peach.
Well, hang on a second.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But you're alive.
Oh yes, yeah.
So that contradicts the word eulogy.
Ah, yeah.
So there must be a reason I'm leading you into something right
Well, that's it. Because actually when I looked,
Take the hint.
a eulogy though, like
Right.
is in the dictionary a celebration of life.
Yes.
And that was what I was interested in doing because I had Hodgkin's lymphoma when
How old were you?
20, and then again.
Congratulations.
42. Thank you. I'm 29 now, 30 in December. So if you want to get me a present,
Okay.
cool.
I'm trying to think of the most American thing I can get you, like deep fried Kentucky Fried, double fried Popeyes, some kind of chicken.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you. So I made something to talk about having Hodgkin's and what that meant, and it was made because I had no idea what cancer was.
Yes.
And I mean, so.
Well, who does? I mean,
That was the
literally,
thing.
when you're that young and, oh, my grandma died. My grandma died from cancer. You poor thing.
You see, but I realized though, like you see that word.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got it right behind us. I mean, that's kind of but like you do, like once you've had it, like it suddenly pops up and you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
And the thing that hit me
Well,
was,
I bought a Subaru once, and
Right.
and I'm driving the road, and I only saw Subarus. And up until that point, I'd never seen Subarus on the road. That's what it is.
It's the thing, isn't it? And
Yeah.
but that was the thing. It was there all the time, and people were raising money for it. People were like, it was on the commute home, and I was.
It's like an cursory peripheral. Yeah. Now it's,
But that was the thing, and it got me because I was like, that's a thing that we're talking about a lot, and I don't know what it is, and I had it, and that was driving me insane.
were
Really.
you in university?
This was like 3 years afterwards. So when I had my treatment, I was at drama school. Yeah, I was at university, and I was in my final year when I was diagnosed. I was very fortunate though that they allowed me to continue my studies, and I was able to put my treatment alongside it.
Right.
And yeah, so I had ABVD the first time round, and I went into remission.
The Red Devil? Is that what they call it?
Red Devil.
Is that what they call ABVD?
Yeah.
We have an audience member. I wonder where I'm staring now. We have an audience here.
Yeah, you've got your. Which one does that? That's the adriamycin, I believe.
Adriamycin, yeah.
Oh, oh God, I'm going to say that.
You and your aluminium. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. That's going to go down wrong, isn't it? Yeah, so that kind of like understanding of all of that stuff was just going over my head, and that's when I realized that I wanted to understand it, and not just like about the disease, but also about the treatments.
Mm-hmm.
And I started trying to put it together, and I went away and I did the fun thing of doing research.
Right.
I read The Emperor of All Maladies. Have you read that one?
Siddhartha Mukherjee, great guy. Check that book out.
Yeah. And there's a documentary as well now.
I was involved indirectly with that.
Really?
But like not like name dropping or anything, but like I was invited to the original screening of it.
Okay.
When he spoke on stage with some of the folks from PBS, it was Weta and Stand Up to Cancer.
Oh right.
He's a guy. He's the man.
And like, Well, I read that on the commute home.
And that's no
pretty
small
dark.
light read.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's like a,
yeah, but I wanted to, and I wanted to get that, and
Yeah.
I went and spoke to a stem cell specialist. I went and spoke to my old chemo nurse,
Right.
and I did what they'd always told me not to do. I googled
Dr.
cancer,
Google.
like totally, like completely.
Shame.
I was fascinated.
Shame
by it.
on you.
But that was the thing. It was not just about the cancer. It was also about the treatments, and the more and more I kind of put it together. Also, that meant I still knew nothing.
Right.
And that was when I was like, I've got to try and understand this. And I'm a storyteller back in the UK.
Well, your inner theatrical
That was
character
it,
just
yeah.
was brought out.
Yeah, and I found that was the way that I was going to understand it and help other people understand it.
Of
I
course.
hope. And then that's when the eulogy was made, and that's like
Wait, so it was born like how quickly between holy shit to I'm writing about this?
3 years post treatment. I didn't talk about it whatsoever.
Right.
Then about a year of starting to put things together, and then I went to Edinburgh Fringe Festival and put it on, and had no idea how it would go. And I'm still doing it, which is wonderful. And I'm just did it in Boston, which is a great time. And
Well, we'll put links below to watch
Yeah.
his YouTube videos. You clean up really nice.
oh, thanks. Yeah.
He's wearing like this slick tuxedo suit thing and like this awesome little bar. And you're so articulate. I was blown away the first time I saw it. Like, I need to know this guy, and you need to know this guy too. Really amazing stuff. Was putting those emotions to text challenging, difficult, or was it like almost like expunging the devil from you when it's finally out there on paper?
It was totally both. So
Yeah.
like making it was hard. There were moments when I was like locked in a black box room, and I was looking at some of the darkest things that I had put to bed, I think, like
Yeah.
on purpose. And those times when I was looking at it, it was tricky. But the point of the eulogy as well was that it was about celebrating those things, and it was about making it accessible so that like it's fun, it's light, it's got chemo cocktails.
A lot
all
of
those things.
math in there as
A lot of
well.
math, yeah.
Do you remember the how many minutes until your dad's sperm met your mom's egg?
Oh,
He's really granular.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it's incredibly unique.
Yeah. No, and I think and that's kind of like the important part, isn't it? Kind of looking at our lives in those different ways. I think that's what cancer can cause you to do, and
Right.
it's totally made that. But the thing is that there were points when it was difficult to make it.
No, I was the last sperm. That was how it starts, right?
I was the fastest sperm.
The fastest sperm.
270 days before the night of the 18th of December, 1988.
That's just the first sentence.
Yeah. There we are. It just goes on, really.
Fastest sperm.
And my dad finds that very strange when I talk about that.
I can imagine so.
Yeah,
Not
probably.
awkward at all.
No, not awkward at all.
Yeah.
But the thing was, so there were points when it was hard to make, looking at those times, but also it's been really important for me. And the fact that I feel privileged really to be able to have reflected on it, because it's not something that everyone gets to do. But I think
But it's been so well received. It's been so popular. People have really been inspired by it. They've learned from it. It's helped them to ask their own questions, to be inspired to write their own journey, to articulate that. If they need to have an exorcism of their own demons going through this, it's just you've taught people that it's okay to express themselves.
Yeah, and that's always been the most. That's been the most important thing. Yeah.
Yeah, embrace their inner thespian.
But I love that, and also looking at whatever way you want to be creative, because I love the people who've got in touch and have gone, well, actually, I want to look at this, but I'm a writer, and I'm not going to be a performer. I'm going to be somebody who's a designer or something. And that's the thing, is like any way that you feel that you want to explore those times, that's the most important thing, because it's something that allows us to cope better with it. And I think and if it helps our mental well-being post-treatment, then it's super important.
So where is the eulogy now? It's out, it's done, you're working on some new projects.
Yeah, so we followed it up last year. I made a new piece called The Other Side of a Hurricane. And that was focusing on, basically, it's a bit of a weird sequel in a wonderful way of going that. So it focuses on post-treatment. So the eulogy is totally starts diagnosis, goes through remission, relapse, and then stepping out of the hospital.
Right.
And then the hurricane is focusing on those kind of difficult questions about how do we move forward, and is that possible? What's next?
Yeah.
And I made it with another young patient in the UK, and
you're British? I had to. I'm sorry.
The fun thing with that as well is that I get to play kind of like a something I don't like to play. I get to play a kind of a diva version of Toby Peach, who is the guy who is aced moving forward. So he's the one who's done all his marathons, he's done all his like gone traveling, he's done this award-winning show, and he's showing off how brilliantly he has coped. But obviously the drama of it is that slowly but surely things kind of start to unpick, and we realise that he's not coping so well, and that the other person, the other young person...
It's also a facade, in a sense.
Well, yeah. I've spoilt it, really, haven't I? But it's looking at... And the other person...
Wait, may I use an eloquent word? Verisimilitude.
I mean,
Look it up, kids. No,
over my head.
The appearance of truth, facade.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I go back to my SAT days, and I can't get this stuff out of my brain. So, like, where the tumor used to be is where these words exist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
it's like a gas tank.
But that piece was made to kind of like piece together those things that like I was speaking to young adults in the UK and talking about those things that were important to things that they were experiencing, were things about like around anxiety, those kind of emotional responses, big things about identity that young patients face. I think it's that thing about the fact of you're still working out who you are, and then cancer comes along and it becomes part of your foundations, and that difficulty of also when you talk about your story and how people perceive you, and people look at you and maybe think that you're...
But you look great.
There you are. And people say... Like,
you're done, right? You're done?
Yeah.
Get on with your life. And
okay,
you're over.
Fine, yeah. And then the other big one, talking about guilt, which we found is a really important thing to look at, and looking at how survivor's guilt influences us as people trying to figure out what going forward is.
Right.
And so that's a fun piece that we made last year, and that will start going out to different places.
And we'll link below. There's a video for that, right?
Yeah.
We'll link everything below. So what is your goal here in the U.S.? So your reconnaissance, your non-MI6 mission, should you choose to accept it?
So it's the opportunity to come learn from what the team here at Stupid Cancer, what you've been doing about working with young adults. So my work has been about changing narratives around cancer, and that's what you've all been doing for 12 years, is it now?
12 years.
12 years. And I find that's so exciting about the way that you're engaging young people, because that's the new stuff is about how I use what I've learned about how creativity has changed my relationship to cancer, and how I can use that to work with other young people who have had an experience of cancer to try and figure out how they fit, how they move forward, what is that to them, and things like that. And so
I hope you find, I'm anticipating you're going to find tons of similarities.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on another show, that where I found harmony, what the Stupid Cancer, brand helps to give people permission to feel, is that it's not about where in your body the cancer is, it's what you have in common with people like you.
Yeah, I think that's like, and that thing I was hearing last night as well at the Toast event was that thing about the fact that all like there's no competition here it's so important to acknowledge that. And that was one of the big things from our this piece, The Hurricane, which was that the girl I was working with, so she had an eye cancer, and one of her big things was about the fact that she had 3 days of treatment. She was in and out. And
only 3 days? I went through months and months. That whole ridiculous. Leave it alone, guys.
Yeah, we did a whole thing which is about playing. And now I know that you don't call it the same game here. I think it's like, do you call it war or something like? So in the UK we call it cancer. We'll call it cancer top trumps. But I know that's not the same thing here. So, but it's something to do like where you've got a card, and like if you've got a card,
the higher number,
war,
yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
So we kind of played that, and one of the things was about how that is played quite a lot, and it's a terrible game because it puts us all at a different place.
Yeah, because the higher the number, you win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so we made this thing, and because for her it's about the fact that compared. One of her big feelings, which I've never thought about, and that's why it's so unique, your response to having cancer, is that, so for her, it was the fact that she felt like a fraud at points.
Really?
And how does that...
That's the guilt, that's the shame, the inadequacies that comes up. I did this to myself, people say sometimes.
And how do we support people who are having lots of different responses to cancer, and also the fact that because it's not a one thing fits all, I think it's so important. We have so many different ways that we can go. Like it's okay. Like, it's okay that you're not feeling okay. Let's normalize this chat. Let's have a chat about it.
But that's the magic word, though. We were talking about cancer on another show, and last night we had our big gala as of this taping last night.
Yeah.
And normalization is a really important word that I don't think is used. It's used out of context too much. But how do you take a situation that you didn't ask to be put into and be able to be brought back a little bit or just enough to say, you know, I'm in this now, this totally sucks, but where are the anchors I can cling to and find that give me some sense of stability in the chaos?
Yeah, and I think it's those connections with other people, right?
Peers.
Yeah, those people who can go, yeah, this is something that has happened. And I'm also interested in how it's in changing the way that we all view cancer, and people who've had it and who haven't had it, and people in the future who will have it.
Right.
Like, there's this if we have a better understanding of what people go through, and we normalize the things that are happening, we can find ways that you are being able to go, like, 20 years down the line, somebody has an experience where their grandma or a brother or sister or themselves, that they have a better understanding of those things and where they need and how they can support themselves and how they can cope with the difficulties they're about to face.
It's a big deal.
It's massive, and like that's what I'm hoping to learn it all from you.
Oh,
can you just give me all the answers? That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll pull out my little Babelfish book from Douglas Adams, and we'll solve the 42. There's your answer.
Right.
42.
Okay. 42.
Yeah.
Right.
Look it up, kids.
Can we take that down? Everybody take that down?
You're done. Wow. Well, you're going to be on several times. We'll Skype in. Once we have Skype working, we'll have Toby on a bunch of times. But it's so fascinating when I went over to London for the first time to see how, you know, young adult cancer is the same. You know, we all face the isolation. We're all a tiny fraction of the patients in the cancer centers out there. We all feel terribly alone. And it is irrespective of geography, socioeconomic status, cancer type. It's like you're at an age where you want to meet people and talk to people that are your age first and foremost.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm very interested in, like, maybe we'll have a Stupid Cancer London one day in partnership with the Teenage Cancer Trust, and a lot of really amazing assets. And if you're watching the show from the UK, please know that Stupid Cancer is here for you with our fabulous MI6 ambassador, Toby Peach, corporate lieutenant commander Toby Peach.
Am I getting a uniform?
I'm going to knight you.
Oh,
Can I
really?
knight you?
Great.
I'm going to beat you with like a glow stick instead of like a sword, because I can't really do that.
Okay, that's good.
Sir Toby Peach.
Sir Toby Peach.
Yeah.
Heard it here first. That's brilliant.
So, who were you meeting with while you're here?
So I just had an incredible chat with Dan Shapiro.
Dr. Dan Shapiro, shout out.
I'm gonna get all the names wrong, aren't I? But like, and I spoke to him this morning, saw his CancerCon presentation, and
he's been on the show. Yeah.
Is he?
We'll link below to Dan's show.
Incredible guy. Like, yeah. Oh, now you're putting me on the spot about who I'm meeting.
Okay, we'll put we'll put in the description below.
Yes.
You're meeting with, like, what I consider like the A list of advocates and survivors. Sean Swarner. You're talking to Suleika Jawad at some point now. Ethan Zahn.
And lots of people.
That's okay. Lots of people.
Lots of fun people. Yeah.
Well, I'm overwhelmingly excited. I mean, we've seen each other in Europe a few times, but you're here, live in the studio right now, and you've accomplished so much. There are very few, like, thespians at your level that have made such an art form out of how to tell your story, and I hope it inspires other people to do the same. And you know, you went through the crap and you made, I hate the lemonade analogy, like.
What's the lemonade? What's your lemonade analogy?
It's like you get lemons, but you make lemonade.
Oh, okay.
But lemonade's kind of gross sometimes, unless you make it the right way.
Okay, yeah.
So forget the analogy. We're not going to cut this part of it. We just do a straight shot show, no editing. Deal with it. But congratulations again.
Thank you very
Incredible
much.
success. Enjoy your stint here.
Thank you.
Across the pond.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Across the
that's
pond?
exactly
Okay.
it. You got it right.
I said it like with a I'm not going to try British accent.
Please, oh my word, please do.
Can you do an American accent? Can you try?
Wait, try an American accent. How's that? I mean, it's quite stereotypical. Is that, no? Oh, it's gone. No, we're not cutting this.
Sir,
bit?
you are not John Boyega.
Okay,
You have disappointed me for the last
I'm
time.
so sorry.
All right, Toby Peach, everyone. Thanks for joining us on another exciting episode of the Stupid Cancer Show. We'll see you right back here next time. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our show and click the bell to be notified whenever we post new content. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.